water, earth, ow, fire, air. Hopefully you enjoyed that intro. Had to give a shout out to Avatar. I love it very much. It's been with me ever since I was a little kid. I'm just thinking back at it now, I can remember sitting on my couch, eating my popcorn, drinking my little soda pop, sitting on the edge of my seat, watching Ozai and Aang battle it out for the fate of the whole Earth, and it was pretty cool. And even today, it's still awesome. It holds up. Such a fan of Avatar. I actually named my dog after Prince Zuko, so Zuko the Pitbull. So when I heard that Avatar and Magic were mixing, I was all on board for it. And I think they did a really great job with the set. A lot of the cards are really cool, especially all the elements. I think they have definitely a lot of different unique styles with each of them. Excited to add some of them to my decks and maybe even build some decks around those in the future. But this is actually also my first pre-release that I ever went to. Normally, whenever I play Magic, it's just at home with friends and family. I have a Beardy Pig pod, so if I ever need to play with anyone, usually can always call someone up and they're willing to kind of jump on in. So it's my first time ever playing with random people and strangers. Definitely met a lot of cool people, met some characters, and kind of share those stories later on down the road as well. But in the video, I'm just going to show off the deck, what I built, some cards maybe I got after I opened up those packs at the end of the day. I went 2-1, so shout out to me. Feel like I did a pretty good job for my first pre-release. So again, I'm going to jump into the deck that I built, and I will see you there. So if you're not familiar with how a pre-release works, basically what happens is you have 40 cards you get to pick from the 5 packs, and then like the pre-built pack, I guess, that they give it within there. So again, 17 of those are going to be lands, and then the other 23 cards are going to be split amongst creatures, sorceries, instants, and then enchantments. So you get to make a deck out of that. For us, we had about an hour to do so. So you were just kind of moving you through everything and trying to pick out the best deck. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I went with the Zuko box. So I got a lot of red cards, and since it was my first pre-release, decided put it easy on myself and let's just make a mono red deck. And maybe next pre-releases will, challenge myself with maybe multiple colors and things like that. So strategy behind this deck is smash face. Just literally throw things in the board, push it at the opponent, make them pay, destroy their targets, creatures, everything like that. So on the instant side of things, we had like lightning strike. So either I'm smashing that in their face or killing a creature. I had 3 firebending lessons. So firebending lessons is you pay 1, it deals 2 damage to a creature, but if you kick it, it deals 5 damage instead to a creature. So I had 3 of those. This one gives your creatures +2/+0 until end of turn, so just a way to buff. And then since red does have a hard time drawing cards, added this one. You may discard a card. If you do, you draw 2 cards. So those are just good ways to remove creatures. I also had Jet's Brainwashing. So for 1 mana, you make a creature unable to block. But if you kick it, that actually will go ahead and get that creature, untaps it, gives it haste, and you can use it that turn. So cool way to actually steal someone's creature for that turn. And then I had 3 Boomy Bashes in there as well. Boomy Bash is deals damage equal to the number of lands you control to a target creature, or you destroy a land or creature or non-basic land. So just another cool way to destroy those creatures. Jumping into the creature side of things, so 2-drop has reach, 3/1. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, you draw a card. Fire Sages, just another 2-drop, 2/2, has Firebending 1, and if you pay 3, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on it. So hopefully got this early on and just continue to kind of buff it throughout the game. Zhao has Menace 2/2. Just use it more for the Menace than it was 2/2, and it's a 2-drop. But non-basic lands enter tap. And if you pay 7, you put a Conquer counter on Zhao. And if it has a Conquer counter, non-basic lands are mountains. Didn't get to use that too much because it was very slow from what I was doing. I actually had 2 Zhaos in the deck. May has prowess, so it gets +1/+1 whenever you cast a non-creature spell until end of turn. And then you can exhaust, pay 3, and you put a double strike counter on May, and exhaust you only can do it once. Professor, used him for tapping, discard a card, draw a card, pay 1, tap him, and sacrifice. You return a target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. So pretty strong effect there. Treetop Freedom Fighters has haste 2/1, and then when this creature enters, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Also had Zuko, obviously, but he's a 4 mana, firebending. Pay 3, exile the top card of your library. You may play this card this turn, so very strong effect. Had the Earthbending Rumblers. They had reach. This creature is +1/+0 and has trample as long as you control a land creature or a land has entered the battlefield this turn. So pretty annoying for opponents. Fire Nation Raider, 4/2 for 4 mana, has raid, so if you attack this turn, you get a clue token if it enters the battlefield. Rough Rhino Cavalry, for 5 mana, it's a 5/5, Firebending 2, exhaust 8. So we put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and they have trample until the end of the turn. Didn't use it all that much. Now this boy, oh yeah, I used him. Combustion Man for 5 mana, he's a 4/6. Whenever Combustion Man attacks, you destroy target permanent, unless its controller has Combustion Man deal damage equal to its power. So with slamming him on the board, destroying creatures, they were pretty pissed, I could tell, but Combustion Man definitely was doing a lot of work that night. And then the final one, I'm actually excited to add this to a mono red deck, a dog deck. I think it's going to work very well in there, but it's an enchantment, has flash for 3 mana plus X, and then your X is however many you pay on it. So if a source of a creature would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus the amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on the enchantment instead. So it was just a cool way to like finisher or things like that. I used it a couple times to kill just opponents outright. So pretty cool card and excited to add this to future decks. I also just want to like show off some of the cards that I pulled like from some of the packs that I got within there. Not too much like that I was like super excited about. Maybe I'm missing some that are good, so I'm not 100% sure. But the lands are pretty cool. Definitely awesome to have those. Let me see. I think I like a Koa Face Stealer. I was pretty excited about. Excited for Iroh Grand Lotus. I think I pulled another Zuko card in here as well. Let me see. Yep, there's Zuko card. Avatar Enthusiast. Benevolent River Spirit. Otter Penguin. Pretty Poggers. Sokka. Katara. There's Ko. I was pretty pumped to see him. I think he could be a cool deck to make. Some fancy footworks. Curious animals. The little turtle duck. He's such a little cutie. Watery grabs. Kyoshi Warriors. Fire Nation Engineer. Pirates. Hog Monkey. And then Flopsy. Pretty cool. And because your boy won 2 games, I got to pick up 2 extra packs. So I was pretty pumped with that. Opened these before. Probably should have opened them off camera, but I'm a big dummy. So what are you going to do? I think my biggest hits were Redirect Lightning. That card's very strong, and I think it's worth some like $10 or something like that. And then the Forest, very pretty as well. Excited to add that and just kind of run through some of these. Again, I just came back and didn't check prices for like every single one of them, or if any of these are a big hit. So if there any are, let me know. Be interested in the comments below. Just kind of run through some of these. So you guys are look out for me, okay? If I do have anything in here that's it's pretty cool. I don't think so. I think Redirect Lightning and that Forest were probably the 2 biggest ones that I hit, but yeah, definitely let me know. So that was my super OP red mono deck, and I say it like that because I'll tell a story later on here down the road as I kind of break down how I did. But yeah, at the end of the day, I went 2-1. First game I actually played my friend. He created like a green white deck. He spanked me pretty bad, made me feel worthless, made fun of me at the end of the day, told me to go eat dirt and things like that. So not cool on his part, but I blame myself though a little bit there. Didn't shuffle my deck too well, so when I was drawing cards, I drew a lot of lands. So the next game, I 2-0'd that person. I make sure to shuffle my deck pretty well, so I wasn't running into that same issue. It was also their first pre-release, and I could kind of tell They made like a green black deck, I think, and it didn't feel very strong. And especially with my deck, I was just slamming the board so quickly that he couldn't really deal with it. So it was a pretty easy match, but he was a pretty cool guy. He just moved up from Alabama. He was like looking to friends to hang out with or maybe like a different pod. I actually gave him my number and told him that he can come hang out with us sometime, and he was pretty stoked for that. So shout out to him. He was a pretty awesome guy to meet. Now, the final guy, he was pretty interesting. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't play Magic too much within card shops or even in general. So, normally the time I'm playing at home with friends or families, and I feel like I have a Birdie Pig pod where if anyone ever wants to play, we always text or call each other, and everyone's usually on board to play. So, I've always heard like horror stories of going to card shops and playing with different people, and this was kind of one of those people. I see why. Remember shaking his hand at the start of the game, like introducing myself. He didn't even say a word to me. He just literally sat down, started shuffling his deck. And I think the only words I ever heard him say was if he played a card, I asked him, he would explain it to me what it was. And then the other times, if like I killed one of his creatures, like I slammed Combustion Man down, I killed this creature, or I boomy bashed him, I just hear him saying stuff under his breath that he was pissed. So it was funny because like the other people I was playing with, we were laughing, having a good time. So definitely a very different experience with this final person. Even like as we were leaving, I shook his hand, was like, "Oh, hope you have a good night. Hope you had fun." And I just heard under his breath, he was just like, "Firebending's OP." So I'm like, "All right." So waved a goodbye, said had a good day, collect my packs, and felt good about myself. And then the only other story that I would say is we were sitting there like waiting for the event to start. Felt bad for the guy, but it's like just pants fell down. He was wearing like workout pants, and they just like fell to his ankles, and saw his underwear, and don't know what was going on there, but it was definitely very interesting. So shout out to that guy too. I actually talked to him. He seemed like a nice guy, but don't know what's going on with his pants there. But anyways, this is my first pre-release. It definitely had a lot of fun. Definitely have a lot of fun making content on this channel as well. Looking forward in the future to making maybe more content at pre-releases or just Magic events in general or deck techs or playing with my pod. And I'm also going to continue to make the shorts that I make daily with like guess the hidden card. That's not going to go away, but I'm going to add some of these longer form videos in there as well. So looking forward to that. So yeah, if you want to leave like a like and comment down below, let me know if you went to the pre-release. What decks did you make? How well did you do? What are some of your favorite cards that were in there? And then make sure to follow and subscribe as well. Like I mentioned, I'm going to continue to make content here, and I love to build a community of people who just love Magic, and I'm looking forward to that. So, hope everyone has a great day. Hope you enjoy the Avatar set, and I will see you next time. Pieces.